Okay, so let's begin. I am Sue, the Soggy Stamper. Rain or shine, it's stamping time, and today it's a beautiful sunny afternoon. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the Pacific Northwest, and excuse me, can't talk and breathe at the same time, can't swallow and breathe at the same time. My shop is creationsbysue.stampinup.net, so if you need any of the products that I'm going to show today, that's where you go to order them, and I would really appreciate it if you did order from me. I'd love to be your demonstrator if you live in the United States and don't have one already. So, the stamp set I'm going to use today is Coffee with Friends, and it is found on page 105 in the new catalog. What really drew my attention to it, number one, I love coffee. Number two, I like to visit with my friends, and visiting over coffee is a perfect way to spend time. I like the sayings too. It says sometimes you just have to reheat your coffee one more time and try again. Another one says, let's get together soon, thinking of you, and coffee too. And coffee with a friend is like happiness in a cup. And what I wanted this set for particularly is to make invitations to send out to my customers and those who I stamp with, inviting them to get together. We can have a cup of coffee and we can make a card or two. So that was my purpose in getting it. I also am intrigued by this card here that the design artists did with that die in the foreground. So at any rate, but what I'm doing today is a little bit different. I am going to make a pop-up card, and this is the set, a little bit larger print. And this set does not, it's a cling set, and it does not come with any dies. So I fussy cut part of it for this card. And where's the card? Yeah. I left it in the scanner from this morning. So this is the card, and I stamped the coffee cups with the croissants several times on the front of this cardstock. It is soft suede, no, crumb cake card base, and I used the pecan pie, one of the new colors, pecan pie, to stamp the images on there. And this is the copper clay in color ribbon, which is really kind of nice. It's got quite a texture to it. And then the Thinking of You from the stamp set. But what's really great, I mean, I like the front of it. It's pretty nice, I think. But what I like is when you open it up, it shows the two girls on the bench drinking coffee and looking in the landscape, looking out across the countryside. Now, this designer series paper is retired. I fortunately had some extras around. It was perfect for a scenic background, so I used that. And so we'll start with (11 by 4 1/4) cardstock, and it is scored at 5 1/2. And this is the designer series paper. It is, if you happen to have some left, it is the New Horizons, and it was in the last year's spring mini catalog. Yeah, from 2022. And it makes just wonderful, wonderful backgrounds. And this piece is 5 1/4 by 4. And I'm going to put that up here on the top. With some Stampin' Seal. Well, I should have put it on the other side of it. I don't know why I put the seal there, but fortunately, it doesn't cover. So there's that part. And then while we're at it, this is the 5¼ by 4" piece of basic white. And we're going to stamp on this. Now the platform, the pop-up section is right here near the top. So we have to be sure to stamp down here. And I put together the greeting, coffee with a friend is like happiness in a cup. Let's get together soon. And I put them both on the same block. And I lined them up with, first off, I lined them up on grid paper and then put the block down on them. Another way you can do it, which is really an easy way to do it, is use the Stamparatus. And the Stamparatus is not in the new catalog. It's being retired because of legal issues with the MISTI. So they've set it aside. I think once they get those issues solved, if it comes out in favor of Stampin' Up, then we'll get it back because it is an awesome, awesome tool. And you can line up your stamps with the grid that's on the plates. There are a few left in stock, and those are available on the online exclusive section of the website of the online store. So I'm going to stamp this with Garden Green because that's one of the primary colors in here. And I'm not adhering it down until I have stamped, so that if it doesn't get straight, I can turn the card over. Yep, see, didn't quite get a good image. Turn the card over, try it again. Now, if I were using the Stamparatus, I could have just restamped, inked the stamp again, and just done it in the same place. There, that's better. And then in the corner, let's put a couple coffee cups. And I'm using the Pecan Pie ink. Gonna stamp that here in the corner. And did you notice that there are little hearts in the cream that's added to the coffee? So I'm going to paint those with the light Real Red Stampin' Blend. The Stampin' Blend is my favorite way to color because I love the way it kind of blends, smooths in, but doesn't cover over the shading and stuff. Okay, so there we have it, and we'll put that in here. Like that. So the card base, oh, let's go ahead and do the front. While we are doing that, we'll do the action, the pop-up portion after we get this part done. So I'm going to use the same coffee cups, and I'm going to kind of randomly stamp. Here, a little bit over here, and one down there like that. And that's pretty good. Strictly up to how you'd want to do it. Okay, so the stamping part of that is finished, and we will now set this aside. Now the mechanism I created. It's just a box. See how it curls this way, and this way? And I wanted it to be not as wide as the bench. Because what I did with the bench was I fussy cut. I stamped it with the gray granite stamp ink, because I didn't want to have too bold a line. And then I colored with various Stampin' Blends. I used for the bench itself, I used for the girl's hair, the dark, well, wait, let's see. Yeah, for her hair, I used the this set that is a great gradation of browns from Skin Tone and all, and I used the number 100, which is the darkest one, darkest brown for her hair. I used the light boho blue for their pants. Pretty sure about that. Yeah, so their pants, this kind of looks like, I'm going to use the smaller end. To me, this looks like denim. So I colored it in. And then I fussy cut out as much white space as I could. Now you can see the difference between the alcohol markers and the regular marker, because this is the Stampin' Right marker. We do not have an alcohol garden green, so I used the regular marker, and it is just a whole, it's a less translucent color. So for skin tones, I went ahead with these colors. This one is 1000. It's the lightest of the colors, and it was for her skin here. See, it's really quite light. Well, the green underneath here shows. And then for this girl, I used the 700, which is more tanner. For her shirt, I used the dark lemon lolly, which is one of the new colors. And I used, for her shirt, I used the dark balmy blue for this one. The bench is colored with light pecan pie. And her hair, I used the new color light wild wheat to give kind of a blonde hair color. So those are the colors I used on this. And I wanted for the bench to fit just about like that. See how it fits? So this piece is 3.5 by 1 7/8 inch. Oh, the other reason I chose 1 7/8 inch is that when I cut the piece of this, that was how much was left over on the side from the 6 by 6. So I have a scrap of it. Okay, where's my scrap of it? Here's the scrap of it. And this is scored at 1/2. And then I scored it again at 1 inch. So this is a 3/4 inch from here to here. 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and then at 2 3/4 inch. Move this over. Oh, let me show you. It'll make more sense with this in here. So the first score line was at 1/2 inch, and then I moved it to 1 inch. No, I didn't either. I moved it to 1 1/4 inch, and then I moved it to 2 3/4 inch for the next one, and that gave me this shape. And this is the portion that's going to sit like this inside the card. See how it's going to sit inside the card? Like that. And I wanted to not have brown showing there. So what I did, am going to do, is I'm going to take this piece of the Designer Series paper that was from here, and I'm going to adhere it to this. I hope I'm talking loud enough. On my iPad, when I listen to the playback, I can hear it perfectly fine, but some people have said that, especially on YouTube, that you can't hear. They have their volume clear up and they still can't hear me. So I'm trying to be a little bit louder. Okay. So then that's folded, and we'll fold here. And I'm going to emboss that. And then I'm going to glue the girls to this piece here. And I'm going to use multi-purpose liquid glue for that because I can adjust it if I need to. Like that. And I wanted it to come forward so that the brown wouldn't show as if you're looking down on it. It would be kind of strange to have grass with this color in there, so I used the garden green marker to color it the rest of the way. Okay, so then all that's left to do is put a seal on here, or you could use multi-purpose liquid glue, or you could use tear and tape, and then some on this end. And I'm going to put it down so that this edge is just not quite on, lay it flat like that, is not quite on the fold, so that when the card folds, it is nice and thin there. Then, watch. First I tried to do it this way, and that didn't work. What you do is you do it this way, close your card, and then when you open it, ta-da! It's a real easy way to do a pop-up. So the girls are standing there looking at the sunset, or it's early morning coffee and they're looking at the sunrise. And it says, coffee with a friend is like happiness in a cup. Let's get together soon. And then you can sign your name there. and you're all set. Now for the front of it, I have Thinking of You stamped on white cardstock. Wow, it doesn't look quite straight. And I cut it out with the next to the smallest of the deck edge dies, rectangles. However, they were much too long. So I cut it one edge and then I replaced it and cut it on the other edge off. And to do the ribbon treatment like this, it's an easy one to do. First off, you put adhesive seal on the back of the piece that you want that to go on. Yeah, like that. And then you cut. This is the textured ribbon, and it's really got a nice texture to it. It really does. I was hesitant at first to get it, but I did. And choose about however long you want it. I think that's about right. Well, I guess I could adjust it. And the thing that's nice about using this adhesive, the seal, is you can replace the ribbon till it's the way you want it. This is looking a little bit crooked. I want to get a better angle here. There, that's better. Just snip that off, and then use a couple of Stampin' Dimensionals or Stampin' Dimensional scraps, because I like to use all of it and not waste any. I contemplated tying the ribbon around the top here, but I wanted to have it in connection with the greeting, and to have the bow up there and then just have a plain greeting would have looked kind of. This just enhances the greeting. So there's the card. Thinking of you. Happiness with a friend. Coffee with a friend is like happiness in a cup. Let's get together soon. I appreciate you watching, and if you have any questions, you can email me, sue@soggystamper.com. My blog is www.soggystamper.com, and I will have a blog post with the dimensions of the mechanism and stuff on my blog. I'll do that this afternoon. If you need any of the supplies, creations by sue.stampinup.net is my online store. I want to point out that we have, starting yesterday, all the Designer Series papers, most of them, are on sale for 15% discount. That excludes the specialty papers. Even some of the online exclusive papers are on sale. So go check them out in my store, and check out the other online exclusive things. It's a new program Stampin' Up! Has developed to make it possible to have new things come out more often. It takes so long to get a catalog designed and printed and all the artwork done for it, and they would like to be able to show new things more quickly. They can imagine much more than they can produce, so this is one way that they can give you new things faster, and if some things don't sell real well, they can remove them and not have to worry about having an excess inventory. Anyhow, and this video will be on my YouTube channel, The Soggy Stamper, and I'll put that up this afternoon too. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful weekend. See you next Friday at 3 o'clock.